What's going on, everyone? Project Vice, welcome back to another GTA 6 map update video. In this one today, we are going over the Giannis latest update, that being version 10. And as you can see, it is completely different compared to the previous version, that being version number 9. And the biggest difference a lot of people were quite upset about, and that is the fact that the panhandle has been removed, as you can see up the top left here, which is quite disappointing because the one at the moment is not as big as it was previously. Also, it seems some people think that it is actually looking much more smaller, but it actually isn't. It just means that some locations have been adjusted and moved elsewhere, and I'll get into that in a moment. Do keep in mind though that this is still speculative. The panhandle could still come back, but as it stands at the moment, based off what Giannis has found out and the other people that have been a part of the Discord mapping project community have figured out that it doesn't seem like at this stage that it is going to be a part of the final version of the map. But hopefully, once we get more official information, that we see the panhandle return, but we just have to wait and see what happens. Now, before we get into the other updates, most of the credit does go to Giannis, but of course, a lot of the other credit does go to a lot of the other people that are part of the mapping project as well, as you're seeing on screen. So yeah, it's pretty insane that these people come together and come out with these different mapping versions and pick apart the different things that they are seeing in the different versions and then updating it over a period of time. It's absolutely crazy. Now, in terms of why the panhandle was removed and actually how it initially came to be that a panhandle was going to be a part of the GTA 6 mapping project versions at the time was in 2022 when the September 22 leaks came out, and Sako 505, one of the other mapping project team members, discussed as to why it came to be that the panhandle was to be included within the mapping project version a while back, and here he goes to explain that.
At the time, there was basically only two pieces of proof for the panhandle. One, the real shape of Florida. And two, traffic signs that we saw in the leaks, which were basically copies of real-life traffic signs, and they were not overlaid with the text temp, which implies temporary. So we could have assumed that they were gonna be in the final game, thus replicating the shape of the GTA 6 map. However, this was debunked even before the panhandle was released in trailer 1, because in the leaks, one of the signs for the Interstate 404 had the design of this traffic sign. However, in trailer 1, we can see that it's changed to a shield, like in real life. And we have seen several designs for road numberings, and none of them include the shape of the map. So we can assume that the signs in the leaks were just placeholders.
So there you go. As much as that really does suck, it really does seem like that we are not going to be seeing the panhandle as of this stage, because the changes that have been made from the leaks to trailer 1 and then trailer 2, and this sign did not appear to be in any of the footage that we saw within trailers 1 and 2, as well as any other piece of information that we got from the GTA 6 website in terms of the screenshots. We didn't see it whatsoever. So it's kind of a shame that the panhandle is gone at the moment. I mean, it does kind of suck because a lot of people really did like how it was before, with seeing those other locations up the top left hand, and it just kind of like made it look a little bit more fuller in my personal opinion. But based off what we understand, it just, as you can see here, if I zoom in, so Bohemia, Mount Caliga, and St. Joseph have all been moved from where the panhandle was initially positioned all the way to the left-hand side. Well, Bohemia, Yorktown have been moved, I should say, to this side here, and St. Joseph and Mount Caliga have stayed where they are. But yeah, it still kind of sucks at the moment because we don't really know what the situation is in terms of the other locations and where they're situated, because at the moment it is quite speculative, as we see with what one of the piece of information says on the legend here at the moment. So, and that's the problem with the northern part of the GTA 6 map at the moment, is we don't really know what's going to be happening up north. There's nothing really confirming what it is going to be looking like in particular up north, because Gloriana, as we know, is quite speculative if that is going to be a part of the GTA 6 main map or not. Obviously, we've seen it referenced, but we don't know if it is actually going to be a part of the final version of the map or not. One of the other changes was Giannis saying that he's made the speculative part of the Starlet Highway less straight, and that is this one right here. So in version 10, which is the one that we're on at the moment, it is not as straight as the previous version, as you can see right here. It's not much of a big change, I'd say it's more of a minor change. This is close to Port Gilhorn, if anyone's wondering. Now, another update that Giannis has come out with is that apparently he has added some houses near Port Gilhorn around this area, and zooming all the way in, we do see that there are those houses right around there near the Delight Strip Club. Now, the Delight Strip Club is one out of the 2 confirmed strip clubs that are going to be in GTA 6, the other one being the Jack of Hearts Strip Club. And we also have the 919 Club. We don't know if it's a nightclub or if it's a strip club as of this moment, but that was seen within trailer 2 with Lucia and Jason. There was a scene between the 2 of them. So we don't know at the moment if that is going to be the case or not. A minor update here, not too much other than those houses being added here. I do find it interesting though that in Port Gilhorn, it kind of feels like around this area there's a lot of greenery. I do hope that once we get a bit more information in regards to the map, officially anyways from Rockstar, hopefully we see a lot more of that, because it just seems like at the moment there's a lot of greenery and not too much happening. Like in Vice City, you can see how there's so much more of the city and streets and roads and highways. When you go to Port Gilhorn, there doesn't seem that much in terms of the outskirts of it, so hopefully we do get more of that. So moving on from Port Gilhorn, near that area, apparently Giannis goes that he's added some other houses in Watson Bay in the Grass Rivers, and that is just over this way down south. If we go into the Grass Rivers, close here, and Watson Bay, which in real life is Cedar Key in Florida, and those are these houses situated in this area right here. Now, from what I can understand, based off the last mapping version project, version 9, the size has changed of those houses as well. Once again, another minor update, not necessarily anything major really. However, if anyone is asking what exactly those houses are, I'm assuming it probably would be those houses in the background there. I don't think it's anything in the foreground here, but I would say it's most likely in the background. So yeah, once again, a minor update. I do find Watson Bay an interesting location because Grass Rivers on the Rockstar website with all the GTA 6 screenshots, we've got, you know, this big area right here, and then we got Hamlet, that being Homestead in Florida in real life. But I think this is going to be an interesting area from an exploration standpoint, because I mean, like in Florida, there's obviously no big skyscrapers like we see all the way up in Vice City. So this will be an area for a lot of people where they're going to venture down south in terms of open exploration and going underwater and stuff like that. I think that's going to be a really, really cool location, because especially this screenshot right here that I really like from the website, that is going to be something that I'm really going to enjoy exploring down south. I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well, hunting animals, alligators and that type of thing. But yeah, no, I think this area, compared to the rest of the map so far, is going to offer something different. I think we're going to see a lot of diversity in the map compared to GTA 5. I think that's something that GTA 5 lacked in terms of the map, because all we had was really Los Santos. Yes, we had Sandy Shores, but I kind of felt like that we needed more, how would I say? Yeah, more diversity and more interesting components added to the map rather than just, yeah, like one city and that's it. So that's a really good thing. But yeah, like I said, a minor update, not really too much added there other than those houses and the repositioning of them in this area. Let's move on to the next one. Now, moving on from Watson Bay, there have been some additions made near the Ambrosia region that Giannis has come out with, and that is southwest of Ambrosia. There have been some more sugar fields that have been added near Lollipop Ridge, and if we click on this landmark here, we do see that this is near the water tower that we do see on the Ambrosia postcard image on the GTA 6 website, and this is here in real life what it looks like. And that is, from what I can understand based off this description here, it is in Daytona Beach in Florida. So any of my local Floridians over there are in Daytona Beach. That is close to this area, which is pretty cool. Yeah, minor update, but if we go to the version 9, you see how different it does look there. As you can see, you know, sugar fields there, we update there. It's a version number 10, and there are some sugar fields that have been added. Ambrosia is an interesting location. This is based off Clewiston in real life, and Ambrosia seems like quite an industrial area. I mean, the screenshots that we have seen, obviously the bikie gang members when the screenshots came out. And I mean, even this one here, you can see some fires that have been broken out in this area. And you see the Allied Crystal Factory in the background as well. And it just seems like, yeah, this is going to be a location where a lot of factories are going to be in, more of an industrial location. And even on the GTA 6 website, going on to the postcard image, which is what I was referring to earlier, we do see that there there is that water tower in the background there, which is close to where those sugar fields have been added next to that water tower. I don't think it's one of my more interesting locations that I'm looking forward to in GTA 6, probably down the pecking order. For me, it probably goes Vice City and the Leonida Keys up at the top, and then followed by the Grass Rivers. But down at the bottom is, I would say, probably Ambrosia, my least favorite location. But then again, from a diversity and uniqueness standpoint, it's very different compared to the other locations, so that is pretty cool. But yeah, other than that, that's a pretty minor update. We'll move on to the next one. So moving on from Ambrosia, apparently Giannis has come out saying that he's added the Miami Beach Police Station in Vice Beach. So if we go all the way to Vice Beach, and that is over this way right here. So the Miami Beach Police Department has been added in terms of the building and the shape of it. So that's been all completed. So if we look at the last version, as you can see, there wasn't one there. The landmark was there, but the actual structure of the building wasn't illustrated there. So now it is. So in real life, this is the Miami Beach Police Department. As you can see here, I didn't even know there was a police beach department in Miami, and we do actually see it in one of the screenshots, and I'll get to that in a moment. So this is how it looks like in real life. I think from memory, I don't think we saw this in the September 22 leaks. I think that might have been the Vice City Police Department. So yeah, this is pretty cool. And this is in, yeah, like I said, one of the screenshots in Vice City on the website. That is this one right here. So we do see the police officer right there spotting his police attire with his Vice Beach Police hat on. And you can also see Vice Beach Police, Life Invader, and probably, I don't know if that's Snapmatic or the Instagram parody. I guess we'll find out. And as you can see on the rear there, Vice Beach Police. So not only do we have the Vice City Police Department, we also have Vice Beach Police as well. So how cool is that? I think that's one of the more interesting things about GTA 6. It's probably something that I might deep dive into in a video on, something that I haven't actually spoken about. And that is the fact that GTA 5 versus GTA 6. 5, we literally just had the Los Santos Police Department. We also had the sheriffs up in Sandy Shores. But other than that, we didn't really have any other police departments that were quite interesting in GTA 5. It seems like in 6, we have so many different types of departments, whether it's the Vice Beach Police Department, the Vice City Police Department, and also as well, we also have some other police departments in other areas. This is what I'm talking about right here. I mean, how awesome is this? Like I said, we have the Vice City Police Department that we saw within Trailer 2 up at the top here, the Miami-Dade Police Department. We also have the Broward County Sheriff, which is actually technically in GTA 6, the Leonard County Sheriff's Police Department. We also have the Florida State Troopers. Like, how awesome is this? We're actually going to be seeing this in game. Fictional state troopers on the highways within this game is going to be absolutely insane. And then what I went over earlier, the Miami Vice Beach Police Department as well. So yeah, really, really awesome that we're getting so many different types of departments this time around, rather than just solely like 1 or 2 that we've seen in 5 and even in GTA 4 and previous Grand Theft Auto titles. So Rockstar are really going out with all this. So yeah, I just wanted to cover that briefly. Like I said, I might cover that a little bit more, deep diving into in another video. But other than that, we'll move on to the next one. So moving on from there, Giannis comes out saying that he's added a new mountain northeast of Mount Waffles, and that is right over up north around this area here. So this is how it is at the moment. If we go to the previous version, number 9, as you can see, it's been enlarged here. So I'm assuming this is probably an unnamed mountain that we don't know of at the moment, because even in version 9, we do have the landmarks of Maple Syrup Mountain, Kelly County, Canyon Kelly County, Mount Waffles. So I feel like when we go back to version number 10 here, yeah, this is most likely probably an unnamed mountain that we don't know of at the moment. I do find though that it is interesting in Mount Caliga National Park that we have more mountainous terrain up north here, which I think is really good, because one of the things that I picked up on when looking at this map update and just the map overall that Giannis and the Discord mapping team have done is that clicking onto this one right here, which is Mount Caliga Table Rock, is once we click onto here, it says here, look how interesting this is. Mount Caliga Leonida Table Rock Mountain, North Carolina. So that is this mountain in the far distance that we see on the postcard image of Mount Caliga. And look how it is in real life. So wow, isn't that awesome that Rockstar are likely taking inspiration from North Carolina, including in the northern part of the map, like they've done, it seems like, with Gloriana in the northern parts here. So yeah, I think this is really, really cool. Compared to the southern part of the map, the northern part of the map is quite intriguing because there's still so many unknown things that we don't know as of this moment, which I think is really, really cool. Like, how far up north is Rockstar going to go? How much more are we going to see above when we do see the full official map released from Rockstar? I think that is going to be one of the more interesting things that I cannot wait to see, is if Gloriana is actually going to be included in the main part of the map or not. And also as well, how many more of different types of mountainous terrain are we going to see? Because Florida's quite flat, so Rockstar are taking inspiration from other states up north, that being Georgia, Carolina, etc. So yeah, really, really awesome stuff, and I cannot wait to see exactly what else we're going to be seeing from a mountainous terrain perspective, but other parts as well up north also. So yeah, another update I just thought was pretty interesting with a new mountainous terrain that have been added, because I feel like the more verticality we have in the map, the better it is going to be from a gameplay perspective. That's one of the things in GTA 5 where I felt like it shined pretty well, was the fact that we saw, you know, Mount Chiliad, Mount Josiah, and other different mountains as well within the map. I thought was really interesting. So yeah, the more verticality we have, the better it is, because I think if it is flat, I think it's probably not going to be that fun to just drive on a flat surface within the game. We want to see more, yeah, verticality within the map. I think will be much better. But anyways, guys, that about does it for today's video. These were just some of the more interesting updates that Giannis came out with in this mapping update version number 10 on the State of Leonida website. I'll leave a link down in the description below so you guys can check it out for yourself. It's really, really cool how this website has been designed. Thank you, XLays FPS. Make sure to follow him on Twitter. He's designed an absolutely immaculate website here with all of these different types of mapping versions, and going back in the timeline here and comparing it to some of the other members that have come up with their own mapping versions as well. And you can also see the screenshots from the website. So yeah, it's really, really cool and in-depth. So all props goes to the mapping project team on Discord. But anyways, guys, if you want to enjoy this video and found any informative value, please consider subscribing to Project Vice, and of course, turn on this post notification so you never miss an upcoming GTA 6 upload. Stay safe, have a great day, and I am out.